on some of these islands with somebody who knows this story like very few people do. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands has been keeping us up to speed on what's going on. She joins me now via Skype in St. Croix. Representative Plaskett, thanks for being with us. You went down there before people could sort of get in. You went in with the Coast Guard. You've had a look around the Virgin Islands, including St. Thomas. Tell me what you know.
Well, as you said, the Coast Guard were able to bring me from San Juan to the island and I did an overview of St. Thomas, St. John, even going into the BVI and then landing on St. Thomas. I then, with my staff, we got into an SUV and did several days traversing through St. Thomas, meeting with government officials, our emergency management agency there, as well as Coast Guard, as you said, Department of Defense, Navy, Marines, our own local law enforcement, our National Guard, which is doing a tremendous job as well. So talking with them about their work and how they were making the response. And then I went back to St. Croix, which is the island that I'm from. That island has now become the base camp for a lot of activities, not just in the U.S. Virgin Islands, but also offering support to our British counterparts, which are really close. And then just yesterday, I was able to go with private boats, individuals, ferry companies, business owners are taking boats and scuttling back and forth between the islands. As I told you guys this morning, it looks like a flotilla on the oceans between the islands of individuals going back and forth, bringing in people, and then not just taking water, as you talked about, which is tremendously important, diapers, generators, batteries to St. Thomas and to St. John. And what I saw on the ground was, as you saw physically, a lot of devastation, the need for generator belts and generators, batteries, trying to get things up and running, clearing roads, but a lot of organization on the part of local people. We've been through hurricanes before, and so everyone is really pitching in and working tremendously. And that's been a great help to the islands right now. So that's what we're working on here on the ground. I had a chance to talk yesterday evening with Leader Pelosi, had conversations with individuals on the Republican side as well to talk about tax relief. How are the islands going to be included? How's the Virgin Islands going to be included in tax relief and any additional FEMA support? And then discussions with even larger groups. I've had reach outs from people in Louisiana. New York City is here to support as well, and even foreign governments. We've been owned by 7 different countries before we were purchased by the United States, so speaking with them as well.
Well, I'm glad for the global response. There is, however, the simple issue of logistics, right? I just talked to Hallie Jackson about the fact that the president might be making a trip in there, which I'm sure would be very heartening for people, but they are considering that they don't want logistical efforts drawn away by the president's visit. At the same time, we've got these Army troops coming in, the Marine troops coming in, all of those things you listed, from gasoline to fresh water to diapers to generators. Is that being coordinated by the National Guard or the Army or the governor? Is there some sense of coordination because you don't have an easy supply chain getting into the Virgin Islands?
You're right about that. I mean, the Coast Guard have been able to clear the waterways of sunken vessels and additional stuff. So it seems, if you're looking at it, there's really quite a bit of coordination, but there are levels of activity that are happening. The federal government is working with our local government to coordinate the efforts of those individuals. But then there's also an entire private sector that's working and coordinating and speaking with our government as well. We have Virgin Islanders that are living throughout the country that have now been on the phone, and they're coordinating efforts to bring cargo ships down and, checking in with our local emergency management to find out what are the supplies you need, what are the things that need to be done right on the ground right now, making sure that that stuff is manifested, inventoried, and then distributed, working with United Way, working with the Red Cross, and of course, working with local people. We have retired police officers that are coming back online, working with security to ensure that there's order and rule of law that's carried out in the distribution, because people are really panicking and people have their emotions. Now we're also working on the other side, which is finding families on St. Croix. People are opening up their homes to ensure that young people especially are able not to have their school interrupted, because it's going to take months before we even go back online with our school system, and also trying to organize so that young people can come to the States. We have many, many families that are in the States that are willing to open up their homes. And so we're talking with them about how to get these young people up there so that school is not interrupted. As safe estimations, St. John, all of our utility system, 100% is knocked out, is gone. Wow. And our power authority is working feverishly to bring that up online. And in St. Thomas, 70%. So we're really grateful that St. Croix did not have the kind of devastation that the other islands did to ensure that that's kept up. And we're moving from there. But there is coordination, but you can see it from three tiers, from the federal government providing support to local, and then the private sector connecting with local as well, so that we can take care of what needs to be done.
It is an awful lot of work ahead for the people of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Congresswoman, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, but it's particularly good to see your face right now, and it gives us a lot of hope about our fellow countrymen in the Virgin Islands. Thank you again. We'll keep in very close touch to you, and we won't forget the people of the Virgin Islands and the rest of the Caribbean in the days to come. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, coming up, lawmakers.